Hello and welcome to the 50-cent tour of Wednesday, May 22nd, 2013. Please find a seat on the Liberty Bus and we will begin our tour. FBI shoots Chechen dead in Florida. Suspect questioned in Boston bombings. Report. This guy knew some stuff about what happened in the Boston bombing. And the suspect was said to have known Tamerlan, the slain assailant in last month's attack. And they killed him. They took him into custody and killed him. Oops. They shot him. Hello, NDAA, right? 20 years in prison for his Facebook post. A teenager from a small town outside Boston has been held without bail for weeks. He faces terrorism charges and 20 years in prison for posting rap lyrics on the internet. Held without bail. Enough said, right? I have no words. Meanwhile, what is the criminal government doing without going to prison? The IRS war on medical marijuana providers. You probably have heard this has been one of the targets. And I heard the other day somebody said that there had been over 1,000 medical marijuana providers in LA, and now there's less than 100. So there's been a crackdown on these people. And what better way to crack down than, hey, use the IRS. If somebody's not convenient, they're a thorn in your side, call the IRS. Get rid of them. Better the IRS than the FBI, though, right? I mean, take into custody. Oops, we shot him. Whoa. This is where we live, folks. It's not a war on drugs. It's a war on freedom. And this video is about consciousness and really how our consciousness has been robbed through manipulation, media control, and just being so plugged in to media like television. We need to be prepared to fight this battle on the home front. It's not all of us can be Adam Kokesh and go beat the drum and be out in public, but all of us in our homes and in our purchasing habits can make a series of decisions that pulls the plug on the power that these people have, because I believe, and I've mentioned with Google going to the Bilderberg meetings, I believe there's a shift that the controlling agents, the cabal, is moving out of government and into these other venues through which they'll control Google and more intensified media control and control of every aspect of our lives, not just through government, but through what's happening in our lives. And we at this point are able to make decisions about that. I hope that we will. First decision, turn off the TV. Don't watch commercial TV. And don't use Google. Anti-war news site sues FBI for spying on and targeting it for political reasons. Hey, this is what I hope happens. I hope that people start to sue the FBI, start to sue the IRS. And, Alex Jones said this morning that one of the leading causes of suicide in this country is the IRS. And if you've ever gotten a threatening letter from them, you can understand. We've been told in the past we've gotten letters that we owed hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you get a letter like that, it's overwhelming, and you just, what can you do? And the reality is they owed us money when we actually went through the process of finding a good tax accountant, and she kicked their butts. She mopped the floor with them, and we ended up getting money out of it. And I've wondered, honestly, if we were targeted, because it was a couple of years ago. Who knows? But in any case, let's start to sue these people, right? Can you imagine a class action lawsuit against the IRS for including all the families of people who have committed suicide because they were under duress, emotional stress because of threats from the IRS? Of course, it would not compensate them for their loss, but it would bring some perspective. No historical benefit in vaccines, Polish study. Imagine that. Alert, the vaccine hoax is over. Documents from UK reveal 30 years of cover-up. Some good information there on vaccines, especially if you know somebody who's feeling pressure to vaccinate their children. 5 ways we are isolated from each other and cut off from our roots. I just appreciated this article. It does have the 5 ways. And I think one reason a lot of us feel frustrated and set upon, victimized, is because we don't have the kind of support system that historically people have had. We're not attached to the land, settled on the land the way people historically have been. We can remedy that. Amazing video, the sheep are turning into lions. I love it. I actually teared up when I watched this video because it's great what these people do. They stand up to this commission. But what I found really moving, not in a positive way, was how, this is a public hearing, and there was this police presence and this physical threat to these people that if they spoke out, they would be physically removed from the room. It's a little shocking to watch and see how that plays out. But it is good. The lambs are becoming lions, and that is a great line from the film Robin Hood with Russell Crowe. That film did not do well, did not get good reviews, and if you watch it, you'll see why, because rise and rise again until lambs become lions. That's the battle cry in that film, and it's very good. This is quite weighty. The lawyer's secret oath. My husband came across this yesterday and read pretty much the whole thing. And this just gives us a picture of where we are with the law and how the legal system is fraudulent, and how attorneys, but when they become, that's why it's called the lawyer's secret oath. They take an oath that they will not reveal the fraud. This oath, they consider a higher oath than this oath, and this is the one they follow. And when I asked, because I haven't read it yet, I asked my husband, we have friends who are attorneys, did they all take this oath? And he said it's probably just kind of buried somewhere, and it's part of you stand up and everybody reads it out together, and probably kind of escapes most people's notice. But this certainly gives all the details, and I do fully intend to read it because it's very significant. It's U.S. declares bankruptcy. It gives the whole backstory leading up to where we are now and how we got to a place where policemen are threatening people who attend public hearings. And I want to end with a little good news. This might not sound like good news. The very fact that it happened is awful, but Pennsylvania judge sentenced for 28 years for selling kids to the prison system. We just keep praying for justice and expecting God to move, crying out for defense against tyranny and oppression. And He has always heard His people when His people cry out to Him. More good news. Twitter launches innovators' patent agreement. People have had a real struggle with innovation, with patent trolls and patent wars creating a massive drag on innovation. A number of companies have investigated ways to navigate the patent system while still promoting openness and competition. And Twitter is one of the companies that's trying to move the ball down the field. And EFF seems to like what they're doing. So there's some hope here that, we definitely need innovation. We definitely need sharing of information in order to progress. So on that good note, the 50 Cent Tour is a presentation of She Who Will Walk in the Dark Productions. The dawn is coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, be strong, be brave, be bold, and insist on liberty.